Hello, my freaky darlings. Welcome back to Slay the Princess. This is our 4th run, and I've been trying to find some new shit. And by new shit, I mean stuff that I have not seen myself. So far, we have gotten, on this run, the Fury, which... I have complicated feelings on the Fury, okay? We've gotten the Gray and the Apotheosis. Which, the Gray is interesting. Apparently there's another route to get to that, and the ending is completely different. And I'm gonna have to do that too, but probably on the 5th run. But for now, we're gonna be trying another witch run. Because there's supposed to be something in the witch run that I haven't seen yet. So we're gonna turn auto back on.
You're here to slay
There
her.
we go.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So we're gonna continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah, but if we want to get the witch, we can't take the blade. Not at first.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Maybe I am. So we're just gonna continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
Yeah. Don't expect this to be the norm.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Mayhaps.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
It's mine to make.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
And yet,
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
no.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabinet.
So, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Yeah.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
We might.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Narrator's a little bitch.
Is someone else here?
So, we're just gonna return.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
And yet,
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
this mess was
I
intentional.
heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
They sure did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Prove it. So we're gonna save her first.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against
Is it against
the
mine or
ragged,
is it against yours?
self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Squelch.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't.
So bitter.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
I'm being puppeted against my will. Slay.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
For this one, yes.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
No.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. but you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place.
I didn't get an additional option, so I may have fucked this up. We'll see.
It can't just end like this, right?
It's gonna.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
I didn't fuck it up, yay!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So, why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Are we though? I don't think we are.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
We absolutely cannot.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Don't care.
Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue. Bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
We're just gonna proceed.
A warning before you go any further.
I'll be an obstinate little shit later.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Kenny. So we proceed once again.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
We're gonna need that.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Again, ignoring the mirror, we don't.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
It sure would be.
Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
And yet...
That's not actually a bad idea.
We're just gonna enter.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite. silence, I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognized the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else.
I don't think she
seems
does.
friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Oh, he totally wants to hear himself talk.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
Yes, please.
Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps.
I love how
entering the dark
tired he
room
gets of
below.
just
You
everyone's
can just
shit.
make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
They literally call her the
So,
witch.
we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other.
We do.
Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning.
I am surrounded by
you seem to
snarky
be
assholes.
Great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us?
It's not yet.
Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
Your world is like dead 20 times over. This is...
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Yeah, mayhaps.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say anything. So... That's too fucking wordy. We're just gonna do it.
Without uttering a word, you charge the princess. So much for finding an easy way out. I can't believe you're making us work for it.
I sure am.
Better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, at least.
As you close the distance, readying your strike, the princess's
Knives
chain
out and
falls
masked
from her
off.
wrist. She takes advantage of your
Pocket
split second
sand!
of surprise and throws a fistful of dirt into your eyes.
Not the pocket sand!
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. It's a shame we're playing opposite teams.
We are
This
always
is
in
why
love
you
with her no
couldn't
matter what.
abandon her here. Left to her own devices, she would always find a way out. Now stop her.
You must have known I would be ready for you. Deep in your heart, you know the same things about me I know about you. We're both so very awful.
We're perfect for each other.
As you brush the silt from
We're
your
soulmates.
eyes, the princess tackles you, flattening you against the dirt floor.
Hi.
We were always going to kill each other here, weren't we? I can't trust you, and you can't trust me, and those doubts spin and spin and spin into hate.
Yeah, but I don't mind being in this position.
She buries her teeth deep into your chest, tearing at, Great, she's distracted. Stab her in the back. In for a penny, right? Why not? As the princess rips meat from bone, you plunge your weapon into her unprotected back.
Ha, you bastard! Even face to face, you find a way to stab me in the back. I know you, and you're hideous. Absolutely wretched. Just like me.
We deserve each other.
Maybe we are the same. So what? Throw her off us. Kick her in the shins. We don't have to fight so dirty.
She's gonna fight dirty.
Of course we do. Fighting clean won't help us win. It takes a wretch to know a wretch, and we're all at the bottom of the barrel here. There's no point in pretending otherwise.
You are surprisingly reasonable.
Are we? At the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, we absolutely are.
We've got dirt in our eyes and a chunk of us chewed out. If that's not the bottom of the barrel, what is?
I love how she's a cat in this one
No
and I'm
arguments
still
here.
a bird.
You're doing great. Keep playing dirty if that's what it takes. But if we win, we won't be at the bottom anymore. We'll have climbed a little higher. And once we start climbing, well, who knows where we'll stop? You'll stop right here if you keep daydreaming. Don't let yourself get distracted thinking about what comes after. None of us ever said we stopped fighting. What a low and vicious fight it is. Eyes gouged, skin scratched bloody, hair ripped and nails broken.
It's like a high school
Every
teenage
rule
girl
there ever
fight.
was in the book of honourable combat. Both you and the princess have broken 12 times over.
High school
That's
teenage
nice
girl
and all,
fight.
but are we winning? Nobody's winning. I thought playing dirty was supposed to give you the upper hand, but I suppose that doesn't work if you both sink to the same lows. Still, at least you're not losing.
Is that really a comfort?
The princess cackles maniacally as the fracas continues. But behind her cackle, you hear the low groan of warping wood.
Oh, I accidentally
Wait,
took it off
what's
auto.
going on? We're establishing a newer, better pecking order. No, the groaning thing. Why is the wood making noise? Who cares about the groan? It's just a sound. Things make sounds all the time.
He's right.
I care about the groan. Doesn't that mean something bad is happening?
Maybe. But fighting now.
Yes, well, I'm afraid that's the sound of the basement getting smaller.
What?
Do you hear that, you pathetic wretch? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
You're down here with me too.
Excuse me, what? You and the princess disengage for a brief moment, just long enough to get your bearings. Behind you, the basement door has been sealed over, thick roots barring your only exit from the dirt pit. And slowly, but very perceptibly, the roots are closing in on you both.
That's right. They're coming for you. And they won't stop until there's nothing left down here but them.
Mutually assured destruction, I see. We're gonna go out fighting.
You attack the princess once more, and once more the two of you fall into a vicious brawl. The basement continues to shrink as you fight, but neither of you pay it any more mind. Not until it's too late. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. As your fates close in, all you can do is watch her. And all
Somebody
she
had
can
something
do is
awakened
watch
by
you.
this screen, I guarantee
First,
it.
it's almost gentle. The two of you lift it delicately off the ground. But the cradle of the growing roots soon gives way to tightness, and that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict.
Oh, somebody definitely had an awakening to this.
The sound of
Until
creaking
that.
wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones.
But then again, maybe
pain
even that, 'cause
flooding
people
your
could be
senses
weird
as you feel
sometimes.
your skin deform, being shaped
But, you know,
unnaturally by
to
the
each their
living
own.
basement. Tears well up in the princess's eyes, her own bones splintering and flesh swelling with trapped blood. But still she smiles through it all.
I can't wait to do this again. You wretched little thing. I hate you, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
pressure is unbearable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding as everything tightens. And then you pop. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Ooh, the wild.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Hello?
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that?
I think you lost the plot.
That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
A lot.
I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
I was squeezed till I popped.
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
Fucked up.
There's no reason to keep secrets. Someone decided to go in guns blazing last time, and that someone got us killed.
That was me.
What should we have done? Let you draw things out with all that conniving? Everyone knows a straight fight is best. It's honest. There's no need to bicker about it. I wasn't trying to start anything. I don't mind what happened to us. I kind of like it now that we aren't actively being crushed.
Kinky.
Yeah, now that you mention it, this isn't so bad.
And it's not like the fight is what killed us anyway, it was the cabin. No point worrying about who charged who when that place ground us all into paste in the end. The princess included.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
Yeah.
I see. So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
This thing watching us, what is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
He seems to be getting what he
I
wants.
do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together.
Oh, but we are.
She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Okay, but every time I have died, the world ended. So I'm technically the one who has the power to end the world. Because if I end, everything ends. And I can do that myself, or I can let her do it. Okay. I can feel the pressure of the outside pushing in on us. What are we supposed to do about it?
We push back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
We're gonna find it.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all felt?
Not great. Remember how it felt.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the schemes. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Damn.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Spoken like, honestly, a real puppet master. Have we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
I'm not.
But there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty feeling she mentioned, it is fuzzy, but it's there. Almost like she still hates us.
We have done a
Feels
lot to her.
mutual.
Please, stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't want you to see. I think you already know you have to look at it.
I do, because
Hold
if we
yourself
don't
together.
examine trauma,
With
it's
no
just gonna
strenuous
fester.
effort, we can push this back down. Something might do us in eventually, but I'll be damned if that something is a thought.
We're gonna gaze.
Please, don't make us remember how we were.
And just like that, you start to fall apart.
Right, she really does hate us, and we hate her. It hurts thinking about us as separate things, but we're separate. We can't hate ourselves. I love me.
Do you?
We never got to see the end of that fight, did we? We can't both be winners. One of us has to beat the other, right?
I don't want to remember what it felt like to be killed. It was so much nicer when it didn't feel like it mattered. And yet you keep remembering. You remember the loathing and animosity you've shared with the princess, the pain and the anger and the betrayal. And you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
Maybe bygones can't be bygones. I don't know why I ever wanted to share a body with you, of all things. It's like my very soul reeks of yours. That was horrible. This is better, finally. I'll be able to hurt you like you deserve.
Are you sure about that?
I wish I didn't have to.
Some division, when so, can
Ugh.
never truly be mended.
The wound.
A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were.
Hi, cabin. I
A
don't.
cabin comes into being
I don't
among
like
the
those tearing
trees.
noises.
It approaches, and it swallows your body whole. And then you find yourself,
Oh.
blade in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
Oh, absolutely not.
Kill me then, if you hate me so much. Just get it over with.
This doesn't feel like a fight. This isn't what I wanted. Where's the victory in this? Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it, I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill.
Do we have to do this?
No.
You have to. You know you have to.
I am absolutely not going to do it. We can't be the same thing as each other. I had to put an end to whatever happened to us. I'm not slaying her. No.
Devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to fight like 6 of us.
And that other thing is... We'll just have to wait and find out when it happens.
Just ignore him. What's he gonna do? Lecture us into submission? He can talk all he wants. He's weak. Thinks he can boss us around when he doesn't have any authority. We're clearly the ones with authority around here, so we can do whatever we like.
You're tired, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm... Fine. Whatever. Cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here.
I'm going to do my damnedest.
I didn't think you would do that after everything.
You needed it.
It's so cold without you.
You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's the end for you, it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Yeah.
Screw that. This can't be the end. It just can't.
Yeah,
You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
I sure can. You approach the mirror. Gaze. Silence as you reach forward. They are gone once again. Mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed. You are at the cabin, and we approach.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
What are your thoughts on this vessel?
This one is like a shadow of me, twisting vines in search of answers. She will make for a curious heart. Do not mourn her. She has found what she yearned for.
That might make me cry. So how many more?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
Okay. I'm gonna turn auto off. So I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Dad? That one is super emotional. Was not expecting that. But I'm very happy that I did that route. I like it. She deserves everything. She deserves better. So I am gonna go ahead and end the video here. Well, I'm still processing. This might take a minute. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the things that help YouTubers out, especially small channels like me. I very much appreciate everyone who watches through to the end of these videos. And if there's anything you think I could be doing better, please comment and let me know, and I will see what I can do about that. So I will see you all in the next video, which will be the end of Run 4. Bye!